Did Hasbro make another sneaky move with the new Marvel Legends Wolfsbane action figure from the Zabu Build-A-Figure wave? Did Hasbro create the best Wolfsbane action figure? How accurate is it to the comic book art? Is Wolfsbane another warning handle with care action figure? Here it is, the most anticipated action figure, top of the wish list of most collectors, the new Hasbro Marvel Legends Wolfsbane, finally with her X-Factor teammates. In my research, I believe this new Wolfsbane action figure is based on the art of Ron Lim for the Marvel Universe trading cards. Hasbro did a good job using photoreal to create a Wolfsbane with a very angry facial expression. When in her werewolf form, usually her eyes are all white out. In her human form, her eyes are supposed to be green, but this action figure has photoreal eyes of brown. Her Wolverine-shaped hair is well sculpted with hair details with a dark wash. Her hair is accurate in color because it looks like red-brown. In the comic books, her skin or fur is colored brown, unlike this action figure which is colored brownish-orange. In the Infinity War comic books, the same artist of the trading card, Ron Lim, drew her consistent to her X-Factor look. With her color and design, I do wonder if she is foreshadowing an upcoming feral action figure. The color and design of her X-Factor uniform is consistent to her look in the comic books. Her zipper is sculpted on. The red X logo is painted on. She has blue shoulder pads. The belt here is sculpted on and is not a separate piece. And if we take a look at her arms, it is double jointed pinless arms, and there is a lot of hairy texture on her arms and legs. Despite of those sculpted details all over her body, it does not hinder any articulation. The problem that I have with this figure though is the design of her crotch and legs are a bit tight. Moving her to a kick or squat position, it can scratch that part of her legs. It is not that noticeable from afar. Just warning you in case you are as eager as me when it comes to recreating comic book poses. Thick fur-like sculpt at her lower calf with some black wash. At the bottom of her feet, there is no peg hole. Her accessories includes a pair of open palm expressive hands. Just like these from the Caliban Build-A-Figure way, her sharp claw fingernails are not painted at all. Maybe in the future, Hasbro will start to paint it as well like the Retro Beast. The next pair of hands she comes with is a pair of close-faced hands with sculpted details there with some kind of hair. She has a total of 4 hands. Zooming closer, the sharp fingernails of her thumb is sculpted on but not painted. Overall, she comes with a decent number of hands. If you have a question that requires a visual answer like a photo or a video, feel free to leave a comment down below. If I have an answer, I will make a community post or a YouTube short. Thank you and looking forward to hearing from you guys. Wolfsbane did not come with any alternate head because she came with the biggest Build-A-Figure part. This Build-A-Figure part is bigger than her and has more plastic. Usually, Hasbro gives the head or the torso Build-A-Figure part to the character they don't expect to do well in terms of sales. Given the popularity of Wolfsbane, this is a surprise. Thanks for checking this review.
I'm Tuggernaut!
Answering the obvious question, where did the torso came from? Most customizers has done this in the past. They used the torso of Polaris right here from the 2-pack with Havoc. For Wolfsbane, Hasbro did some minor changes where the red X logo is with a white background instead of yellow just like Polaris. The zippers are painted now silver, shiny silver. We can see that the collar is painted blue this time, unlike Polaris which is still painted yellow. The lower torso is different, wherein you can see the belly button of Polaris there underneath her costume. Here, Wolfsbane has a brand new sculpted on belt, unlike Polaris, which is a separate plastic piece. The back of Wolfsbane costume is painted yellow, unlike Polaris, which is blue. According to the 1992 X-Men trading cards as drawn by Jim Lee, the back of her costume is supposed to be color blue. The sculpt of her behind is different compared to Polaris. The lower torso is indeed a new sculpt compared to the upper torso, which was a reuse from Polaris. In the comments below, let me know if you are happy with the overall costume design done by Hasbro for Wolfsbane. Side by side with the X-Men 97 Jean Grey, the texture of the plastic used for her torso feels exactly the same as Jean Grey. X-Men 97 Jean Grey has a hidden waist swivel underneath her belt, unlike Wolfsbane, which does not have any waist swivel underneath her belt. Such a missed opportunity to add more articulation to Wolfsbane. Comparing her side by side with Tigra from the Avengers Retro Wave, Tigra has less sculpted fur compared to Wolfsbane. It is not a reuse of the parts of Tigra with sculpted fur. Zooming closer, you can see their armpits are different, wherein there is a sculpted line here for Tigra. The armpits of Wolfsbane does not have that sculpted line. So there is a lot of new sculpted details for the arms and the legs of Wolfsbane. Looking from the top, you can see how different they are. Even the elbows, it's sculpted differently. There are parts of the double jointed elbow of Tigra without any sculpted fur, unlike Wolfsbane, which has all fur on the double jointed elbows. Looking at their legs as well, same is true with the double jointed pinless knees. Wolfsbane has those sculpted details. Overall, Tigra's body is a little bit smoother compared to Wolfsbane, wherein at every part of her legs and arms there are sculpted fur. The clear reuse here are the open palm hands. Side by side, you can see it's the exact shape. It's just a different color of plastic, and there are some painted details on Tigra with the stripes. Same is true for the closed fist hands. They are exactly the same. You can see the sharp nail fingernails of Tigra is the same as Wolfsbane. A clever reuse of Hasbro, which I do not mind, but it's strange they didn't paint the fingernails. The custom Wolfsbane I've seen in Instagram uses this fur from the Black Cat for the lower cap and her wrist, but now you don't need it because Hasbro sculpted in those thick hairy details on her lower cap and her arms. That is why I really believe that Hasbro is not yet done with this particular sculpt of Wolfsbane. They will reuse this. Speaking of reuse, here we have the Walgreens exclusive Danny Moonstar, which came with 3 different head sculpts. The Danny Moonstar head sculpt. Next we have is the Karma head sculpt. She did not came with any accessories, so here we have a slide effects accessory. Third head sculpt is the comic book accurate head of Wolfsbane with green eyes and with the right color of skin and red-brown hair. The costume is a good representation of the New Mutants uniform, but Wolfsbane has never worn this particular type of uniform. This is similar to how Rogue has never worn the X-Men team uniform from Uncanny X-Men number 275, because in Uncanny X-Men 274 she was in the Savage Land. The team that wore the Walgreens exclusive costume includes Magic and Magma. Wolfsbane was not in that particular team because she was with Wolverine's X-Force. In X-Force, she wore a black costume. I did a full review of the Danny Moonstar Walgreens exclusive action figure available in my YouTube channel. Hope you check it out. Doing a kit bash using the brand new head sculpt on the New Mutants uniform. It works fine, but the problem is the alternate hands cannot fit here because the thickness of the peg is different. The hole is too small for you to use that. Side by side with the New Mutants hand, you can see the big difference in terms of the thickness of the peg. Using the Walgreens exclusive hands for the new Wolfsbane body, it will not work as well because of how thin the peg is and how big the hole of the wrist of the new Wolfsbane. It will just simply fall off. My review of the Angel Deluxe action figure, the paint on his upper thigh chipped off while I articulated his legs. Same has happened with Wolfsbane, but this time it's a scratch on the plastic and it left a mark there as well. I guess we need to be more careful in handling Marvel Legends figures. In the comments below, let me know whether you are happy with this version of Wolfsbane. Is it perfect for your Marvel Legends collection for X-Factor team? Is this the best Marvel Legends Wolfsbane action figure? Do we need another one? In terms of height, the Wolfsbane action figure is 15 centimeters or 5.9 inches tall. According to the Impulse trading card, her height is supposed to be 5 feet 2 inches, making this figure too tall for 1/12 scale conversion, but Marvel Legends are 6-inch scale figures. Here she is with her 90s X-Factor team. From left, we have Quicksilver, Havoc, Polaris, Strong Guy, Multiple Man, and Random. For your regular height 6-inch scale male action figure, we have the Renew Your Vow Spider-Man, and for a short 6-inch scale action figure, we have Wolverine in his X-Force uniform. Next, we have X-Men 97 figures, Wolverine and Nightcrawler. The X-Men 97 power couple, we have Cyclops and Jean Grey. Executioner and Magneto in his Trial of Magneto costume. Next, we have the brand new Target exclusive Carnage, and we have the retro Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider. From the same wave, Zabu Build-A-Figure wave, we have Cable in his Capcom uniform and K-Zar or Ka-Zar. Her OG teammates from New Mutants, we have Danny Moonstar and Karma. Other teammates from New Mutants, we have Sunspot, Cannonball, Rictor, and Boomer. X-Factor Investigations teammate, we have Darwin and Multiple Man. Recently repainted in the West Coast Avengers box set, we have Retro Tigra, and we have from the Kingpin Build-A-Figure wave, Black Cat. Next we have is from the Mojo World box set, we have Dazzler, and we have the Walgreens exclusive Magic for a teenage body mold size comparison. Next we have from the upcoming Deadpool and Wolverine movie, we have from the Legacy Collection Hugh Jackman Wolverine and Deadpool. For some 1/12 scale size comparison, we have Mafex Wolverine in brown costume and the Mafex Cyclops. Loose collector ladies, we have Crusade Comics She and Darna, a Filipino superhero. Next we have the large Build-A-Figure Void and the 80 Years Hulk. For a 6-inch scale versus 7-inch scale size comparison, we have the Marvel Legends 6-inch scale Build-A-Figure Juggernaut, and we have the 7-inch scale Diamond Select Toys Marvel Select Juggernaut. Next we have is the Retro Apocalypse from Marvel Legends 6-inch scale, and then we have the 7-inch scale Marvel Select Apocalypse. Hope this size comparison helps you decide whether Wolfsbane will fit in with your 6-inch scale figures or 7-inch scale figures. For packaging, Wolfsbane comes in the standard Marvel Legends packaging wherein there's a window and you can see the figure and the Build-A-Figure part. On the side is art from X-Men Legends number 6 from 2021. The same art is seen at the back of the packaging. Here is a short read up. Pause it right now so you can have a read. Here we have the other figures from this wave so that you can build Zabu. At the side is the same art from X-Men Legends number 6. At the bottom we have the figure's name Wolfsbane and some warning and legalities. On top we have Marvel instead of the X logo. For articulation, she can look from side to side. She can look up that far. You can see the gap. She can look down that much. Just demonstrating how high she can look. Her arms can do a full 360 here. She can extend her arms that far. She has a bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows. She can touch her face right there. She has a wrist swivel right here. Her hands can hinge forward and back. This same hand can hinge forward and back as well. She has an upper torso swivel. She does not come with any form of waist swivel. She can crunch backward that much, crunch forward that much. She can do a split. Be careful not to scratch her figure. She can kick that much. She has an upper thigh swivel right here, double jointed pinless knees. She can hinge up and down her feet and has an ankle rocker. My final thought, it really feels like a sneaky move by Hasbro releasing a Wolfsbane based on one particular trading card from 1992. The colors are all wrong. It is somewhat brightish orange just like Feral. Probably Hasbro will create a new version of this character, same body mold but of a different color and a different head to match her look in the X-Factor comics. Since I want to build Zabu, I added her to my collection. It still feels like a sneaky move by Hasbro, which is similar to what they did with Tigra, wherein later on they reissued her in the right colors. I do wonder if in the future Hasbro will just say, we apologize for making a mistake in terms of Wolfsbane's color and head sculpt. Here is a new one in a retro card. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing, ringing the notification bell, and checking out other reviews I have on the channel. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and find it useful. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and ring the notification bell.